Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for the reading for the, this is the full moon in Aries, and it's occurring on October 13th, 2019 at 5:08 p.m. Eastern, but times will vary. This is an astrology reading, but it's also more of a psychic reading. I use the chart as a jumping off point. It's almost like a scrying tool. And it gets more and more psychic as we go along. If you are strictly an astrology person and saying, well, that doesn't mean that, according, by the book astrologer, then maybe this reading isn't for you. On the other hand, if you are a person who's like, oh, this just looks like it's going to be too much astrology, I can't even understand it, hang in there, because it does get more and more psychic as I kind of loosen up and as we go along. I don't prepare anything in advance. This is just off the cuff, because when I do a reading for you, I don't prepare anything in advance. So it kind of gives you maybe more of an idea of what a reading like me or for me might be like. Okay, so here it is. It's the full moon in Aries, and so it's opposing the sun in Libra and the Aries, and that's at 20 degrees. So you astrologers out there, if you do have anything at 20 degrees, it would definitely be affecting you even more. Aries is all about the self. It's a self-awareness. The full moon in Aries is a self-awareness thing. The Aries, it's very, this is me, myself, and I, and this is the other. First house is me, seventh house is the other. So there's a self-awareness, you can have some big aha moments. You can have some aha moments about where you've been maybe too aggressive, because the sun energy and Mars is over here. Mars is the ruler of Aries, is still over here. Maybe, sorry about that. I need to just disconnect this dumb phone. It's over here in Aries, so that's the rulership. So there's Libra energy is prevalent too, in other words. So you may be like, well, where have I been a little harsh? Where have I been a little aggressive? Where have I been? Where have I not been? Where do I need to work harder? Where do I need to be more assertive? Where do I need to try harder? Where do I need to forge ahead? Aries energy is about forging ahead. Now we have Chiron in Aries now, although this is not conjunct. It's pretty far away. It's 2 degrees and 20 degrees, so that's what we call a wide orb. It's a little bit too wide of an orb to really be, it's not a conjunction, but it's still vibing on that Aries energy, and Chiron energy is all about taking action for our wounds. It's about standing up for ourselves, the Chiron in Aries. And, the moon in Aries, too. The moon in Aries is like our feelings. This is a time to really get in touch with our emotions and take action about it. We could have some real big emotional aha things going on, because a lot of times we get, we're not really aware of the truth of it all. The moon is what's underneath. What lies underneath. It's emotional. It's what's operating. It's like what's operating in the background, And Aries is not operating in the background at all. Aries is right out there, right in your face. So the Aries energy combined with the moon energy can pull what's operating in the background and really pull it out and really bring it out and really show it, show it for what it is. It's we've got a big T-square. It's 20 degrees. It's squaring off with Pluto too. So that's pretty huge here. Pluto, Pluto and Aries energy together, Pluto and Mars energy, which is the ruler of Aries. If you're, people say they learn astrology from watching this too. So real quick, Aries is ruled by Mars. So it's by first house, Aries, Mars, all same energy. But anyways, this is some. It could be pretty volatile. There could be a lot of anger coming up. There could be anger, confrontation, those kind of things. But it would be coming. It would be coming from a place of deeper place, a deep emotional place, a deep place of potentially the wounded portion of ourselves. But with Aries energy, you could just lash out at somebody else. Like somebody could just say something that triggers you, and you could just, go off. Like, it could be a little bit irrational. Could be definitely irrational with this Pluto Aries. On the other hand, it could be somebody, because the sun's in Libra too, we're still dealing with other people, even though it's Aries energy. It could be somebody going off at you. Like, it could just go, like, tear your head off, and then it's just like, what did I say? What do you mean? keep in mind that if that kind of thing does happen to you, like somebody just freaks out all of a sudden and yells at you or something, that it's not about you. That it's coming from some other place, something else that they're going through, and try not to take it personally. But it's hard not to take things personally in Aries energy, because that's what it's all about. You're going to take it personally. And there could be, people could be easily offended now. There could be a lot, like a raw nerve, just waiting to go off. I'm picking up road rage, even though there's not really a Mercury thing going on here at all. Got Mercury's up here, and it's not really involved, and there's no third house thing happening, or Gemini. But I'm picking up that there could be some road rage. I'm just picking it. See, that's something you're not going to find in an astrology book, but I'm picking it up psychically. That there could be some road rage. So just be careful driving, or, if somebody cuts me off or cuts you off, like, try to be real. Don't get into any arguments, man, because it could really escalate. It could really escalate and kind of go crazy. This moon is directly trining Jupiter. So there can be some good that comes out of it. It's not all anger and rage and, and stuff. Jupiter is always, it's something for our highest good. There's something beautiful, something for our highest good out of it. We could learn something. We could learn something about ourselves, Maybe you could become aware of that. If you feel this rage or anger kind of bubbling up in you. That's how, when I get pissed, that's how it happens. I kind of feel it, almost like from the root chakra, and it comes up through my gut, and I feel it moving up my body, and then it's going to come to my throat, and I'm going to spit out and say something that I might regret, So if that's how it works for you, or however it is, if you just feel yourself getting pissed off, and it almost feels like heat to me. I feel this heat just rising up in my body, and I'm about to let it loose, and it's like, stop. I just have to stop myself. As I have Scorpio rising, and I was raised in an environment where my family ran the bar, and you had to sometimes you had to really let people have it, because you had to maintain order in the chaos of a bunch of drunk people, And it wasn't an upscale nightclub either. It was like a corner bar, when there was a lot of kind of crazy people that came in there. But anyways, you had to be aggressive a lot of times in order, so the lunatics didn't take over the asylum. So I was raised that way, and I'm trying myself to overcome that, through the spiritual path. But it comes back every now and then. It comes, and I feel it coming up. I feel it coming up from my root chakra, and I feel it. And it's like, oh, but I have an awareness. So I'm trying. I'm leading with that. I have an awareness of it, and I might just go out and go for a walk or work in the garden. I don't let it get out of there. I don't let them have it. I don't say what I want to. Because with Sag, you can just blurt it out. I have Sag moon too, and sometimes I can just just let it rip, and you could tear somebody to shreds. And I know I have that in me. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to tear anybody to shreds. I don't want to hurt anybody. But sometimes, you get triggered and it gets activated. So you could have some awareness. You could find that. Well, what's this triggering me? And if you're trying to be more self-aware, and you're trying to grow spiritually, which I think most of the people watching these videos would be, then you could say, well, why? Wow. I feel that anger and that, anger, hatred, rage, whatever it might be. Where's that coming? Where's that really coming from? And you could learn something about yourself. Number one, because it's Aries, we're dealing with the self. And number two, Jupiter, you could, find another way to, like I saw, that's why I love my gardening, although I haven't been doing much gardening, but go out there and dig in that dirt, man. It's a great way to release, get your cutters out and start cutting down some pricker bushes. It's a great way to, because you don't want to eat it. You don't want to push it back down, because then you're going to get sick. You have to get it out. It has to be expelled. But there's other positive ways besides going off on people or getting into fights, or even getting into fights, because Jupiter is also 9th house, it's publishing, the internet, all that. Don't go online and, these keyboard warriors and start an argument on Twitter or whatever, whatever. I mean, you could do. I'm not saying do or don't do anything, but that's maybe not the most healthy thing to do, or the most healing thing to do, or insightful thing to do. You know. But there's going to be some tension, no denying it. And yeah, we've got nice, lovely Libra over here saying, "Oh, can't we all get along?" But we've got to be. Mars and Pluto are not. Libra is just going to get chewed up and spit out, and in this, that's not the only. It's going to have to come from ourselves and within. Libra over here with her little peace sign, hippie girl Libra. Oh, please, can't we get along? Let's have peace. They're just going to be like, rah, 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 chew her up, and and then rah, 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 it's all going to start. It could get like that. So we don't have to let it get like that. Whereas Jupiter is the higher road. This is, the Aries is the lower energy. It's part of our animal self, and we all have that. We're in a human body. No matter how enlightened you are, you're in a human body, and you have these human, animalistic, the lizard brain stuff's going on, man, and it's there. So, there's always an opportunity. Well, with Libra, there's always a choice, right? There's always a choice. I could freak out and go off on somebody and run them off the road, or I could freak out and type all this nasty stuff that I'm going to read, or say this nasty stuff that I'm going to regret later, or I could do some work on myself. I could take all this energy of the Aries energy and really do some hard work on myself, and really get in touch with my deeper emotions, and really figure out, what's going on here. And I could find a way to transcend it. With Jupiter energy too, it could be go on a trip. Maybe take a little trip. Go for a drive. Go somewhere. Go on a trip. Read a book. Get lost in a book. Jupiter is education. That's the way out. The trine is the positive way to release the energy. The way out of this is through Jupiter. Pluto trying to dominate, control, I'm going to tell you all about it, I'm going to make you conform to my reality. That's not the way out. That's the way to build more tension, more conflict. That's where the volcano will erupt. This is combustible, this is eruptible. Another news here, we've got Uranus opposed the Venus at this time. That's pretty cool. That could be, if any of you are out there looking for love or anything, you could meet somebody out of the blue, just totally unexpected. You could meet somebody, you could find that maybe if you're going to do some of this deep emotional work and stuff, you could find out something about yourself that you really like. Maybe a lot of times we get angry and frustrated because we're forced into doing things we really don't like to do. We're having to conform. Aries doesn't want to conform. Aries wants to do their own thing and be their own person. And a lot of times we're conforming from day one. We're conforming. We're born into a family, and we have to conform into their, so our soul. Like I just got done doing a soul reading. I love the soul readings. Are one of my favorite readings to do, because it's not really predictive, but it shows like what your birth plan was, or your soul plan was when you were born. So we come to Earth with this big soul plan, but then we get into this family, and we conform to be part of the family. We conform to fit in. As humans, we want to belong. We want to be part of the tribe. We want to be part of the group, the pack. So we conform. And then we get into school, and we conform, and we meet friends, and we conform. It's different for today's kids, though, because of the internet. I know there's bullying, and there's a lot of bad things for kids on the internet, but you could also just find people that are cool and that like the same things you do. You don't get shut down. So, before, when I was growing up, you had your kids in the neighborhood and the kids at school, and that was really about it. And you kind of just, if you'd mention, what if this or this, like if you try to go outside of the group consciousness, you would be shunned or shut down, and so then you just, oh yeah, I was just kidding, or yeah, whatever, and then you would have to, you couldn't, there's a group mentality, a group consciousness that we all kind of belong to. But nowadays you can meet friends on the internet from all over the world that are have your same interests and point of view. So there's that. But for most people still, you go to school, you get, you got to conform to be part of the group at school, and then you grow up and you get a job and you have to conform to be, the person at the job and all this. So it's a lot of conformity going on. And this is, people don't want to conform anymore. This is me, people, I don't want to listen to your shit anymore. Because this is the authority figures, the parents, the bosses at work, the employers, whoever, the government, these are the authority figures. And Aries is like, screw you, I'm doing what I want to do. And they will challenge, they're just challenging of this authority. And the scale, Libra doesn't like that. Libra wants the scales to be in balance. Okay, well, everybody has their place, everything. So the scales are going crazy. They're going wonky, up and down. Everything's going haywire. And Libra's over here, I don't like this. But let's put things back in balance. Well, things aren't just going to magically be in balance. We're not going to sweep things under the rug in this kind of environment. It's pretty tumultuous. It can be. The way out, oops, is Jupiter. The way out is Jupiter. The Venus-Uranus, though, what I was saying, you could find that you really like something that maybe you were never even introduced to because of constantly conforming. Or maybe even, with Jupiter, it could be like a religion. So maybe you were raised in a specific religious beliefs and this and that. And, you might go to somebody else, be turned on to somebody else's spiritual or religious beliefs. It's like, wow, I really like this. I never thought I would like this. But, well, you never thought you would because you never were exposed to it. That's another thing of the positive point of Libra. By seeing the other's point of view, you might find that there's something of value in it for you. Maybe you were programmed to hate this or do this your whole life through your societal and familial programming and whatever. And you might say, with Uranus, you might be like, wow, I never really liked this. I never knew I liked this. I always thought I hated this. And then you might, if you want to go deeper, like, where did that even come from? Why did I think I hated that? What's that all about? With Lilith, Lilith I think is actually in Aries, but I'm going to go with this chart. With Lilith being conjunct Neptune, there's a lot of that going on. Lilith she's like an Aries energy, very much so. She's right out there. She's going to let you have it, tell it like it is, and she's not going to sugarcoat anything or push anything under the rug. She's just not doing it. She's standing tall and telling it like it is. And whether you want to hear it or not, whether it's convenient for you or not, whether it conforms with society or not, because she definitely didn't conform with society at her time. They were trying to make her subservient to Adam, and she was like, bullshit, I'm not going to be. But it wasn't like, bullshit, I'm going to dominate Adam. She just wanted to be equal, but she was still not going to be pushed down. So Neptune is all about everything that's pushed down. Neptune, she's hanging with Neptune over here. Neptune's everything that's pushed down, everything that's suppressed, everything that's in the subconscious mind, everything we don't want to look at or talk about. So there's a lot of that. It's coming at us from a lot of different ways. And whether we're going to look at, bring it out and talk about it in public, or whether it's just these self-awarenesses or these hidden things that we've suppressed within our own selves here, it's coming out, baby. I'm coming out. I got to watch out. I better stop singing, because I got flagged for my singing on YouTube for copyright infringement. So I think that little snippet will be safe, but that's the song I just heard. Anyway, so this is it. It's pretty tumultuous. It's pretty crazy, man. How do we get through it? How do we survive and get through it? Well, find a positive outlet. Go within yourself. Question it. If you feel this rage in that, question it. Look at it. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to dump it on somebody else or take it out on somebody else. Examine it. Look at it. Feel it. What is it all about? What's it all about, Alfie? Boy, the guides today definitely don't have my musical taste. Neither one of those songs are anything I would like very much, but whatever. This is the chart. So anyways, everybody, this is pretty intense. I want to quickly let you know that I am opening up for the year ahead readings. It's a quick overview. I kind of touch on the Saturn Pluto. As far as astrology goes, Saturn Pluto, and I take a look at the eclipses through the whole year. It's excuse me. Not a detailed thing. I don't run your chart. Just looking at your basic stuff of the ephemeris, and then I do a psychic tarot thing for the entire year. It's always real popular. It's my most popular special limited time reading. I do different ones, these limited time readings through the year, and the year ahead by far is always the most popular, so it's available if you're interested. And I do have astrology readings. Right now I think the only astrology reading other than the astrology reports that I'm offering is the soul reading, which is a really cool, it's a psychic reading. I look at some particular things in your chart, the nodes and Chiron and Saturn and some few other things. And I psychically pick up on some past lives and how it relates to your soul mission in this life. And that's, again, one of my favorite readings to do. Because I'm not really into a lot of doing the fluff readings. If some guy's coming back to you. If you want to know if some guy's coming back to you, maybe you should. There's plenty of readers who specialize in that kind of stuff. But I like to go deep. But, you know, if you want to, I won't turn you down if you want to know that. I do those kind of readings too. But anyways, do check out my website. I do have astrology t-shirts and mandalas and artwork and all kinds of cool stuff. So astrology artwork that I do from your chart. So it's all there. Check out Through the Eye in the Sky, a little eye in the corner up there. And there's a bunch of information below. If you like this reading and want to be find out when I upload, please do subscribe. I do appreciate that. Okay, everybody, so here it is. Full moon in Aries. Some things could be coming to a head. The outlet is through the Jupiter. Figure it out if you don't want to keep repeating it and repeating it. If this pisses you off every single time, figure out why. Take a look at it. Okay, remember you are love and beauty incarnate, and have a great full moon in Aries. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.